So tonight our board unanimously supported going to referendum in April for our projects across the district.
All right, and so you recently passed a $25 million bond. Why don't you explain for the people who are like, okay, we just talked about a whole bunch of money for this district, how this is different and what you'll be doing with it?
Certainly. Today the board approved going to referendum, so that's going to our community and asking them the question if they'll support adding classrooms, renovating our schools, changing some of our facilities, adding things like an elevator at Rothschild Elementary School, updating our tech ed facility at our high school. And in order to do those major kinds of changes in our community, we need to have our community support those with the referendum question.
Right, and the $25 million issue, that was not a referendum. That was another bond issue, but it was not a referendum.
Yes, that was an Act 32 issue, and what that does is basically that's a loan for the district within their operating expenses to do things that are maintenance and energy efficiency projects.
One of the things that comes up is people are going to be asking, is this for new buildings? Is this for more stuff for specific departments? But you say this is just for improvements for students as a whole?
Yes, so this project or these projects are up for pretty much every one of our buildings across the district. And then we have really good bones to our district, so some of our schools are becoming quite dated, but we believe if we are investing in those now, they can last a really long time, which is a benefit to our community.
If voters approve this referendum in April, what impact will it have on taxpayers?
So we're looking right now that it's about $24 on a $100,000 home. We really feel it's an important thing for us to find a balance on what people's ability to pay and what the needs of the district. And so we're trying to be good stewards with people's money, and we think at this time our board felt this was the question we should ask to really set the district up for the future and future growth in our community.
I was just going to say, one of the things that we've noticed that's unique about your district compared to a lot of the other districts in this area is you are growing instead of shrinking. Is that why you are going to be needing more space and reconfiguring of spaces and things like that?
Absolutely. So we have been growing over the years, obviously significantly some of those years, but this year we're up about 132 students. If we continue with that growth, this is really about adding additional classrooms at our elementaries, at our senior high, reconfiguring some of our spaces so that it works better, especially with the needs of our community. We've been meeting with our business partners about what their needs are for their future employees, and this is really about upgrading our tech ed facility so we can really meet the needs of our community and our community jobs.
Does your research show that the voters in the district will support this?
So recently we've met with a large community group, and we also did a survey of our community. We actually interviewed, there were 400 phone interviews, and that came back extremely positive that people did want to invest in our schools. We have great schools here, but in order to continue and moving forward, we feel like we need to invest in these to keep them up to the standard people expect.
And if I'm correct, you have a pretty good track record of passing referendums in this district,
We
right?
feel very blessed and lucky to live in a community that has supported our school district. It's one of, I think, the most important piece of our community is that everyone comes together. We're a common thread for the 10 municipalities that we represent, and so I just feel blessed that we live in a community that values education.
When are we going to start seeing more marketing and outreach efforts for this referendum?
We're going to start getting out information in the next few weeks. Really, people have been asking us, but we needed permission from the board and what the board's thoughts were before we could move forward with that. So we will be getting out into the community, talking to our parents, talking to anybody, I guess, who's interested and willing to listen. And we will open our schools if people want to come and visit those too.